Good morning, students. In this lecture, we are going to discuss some MySQL commands and functions related to MySQL. So, let's start. First of all, SQL update statement. So, this statement is used to update existing record in a table. So, if you want to update a record in a MySQL table, then we can use update command or update statement. So, with update statement, where clause can be used if there is a condition. So that is the syntax related to update. You can easily see that. First of all, write update, then after table name, and then after keyword set, and then the values which you want to update. For example, column 1, if you want to update all values, then we just write column 1 equal to 1. So all values of column 1s are now becomes to be value 1. And if you want to change values related to column 2, then after comma operator, you can just write column 2 is equal to value 2, and this process is going up to column n, means total number of columns available in a particular table. And if you want to update only selected rows, or we can say the tuples, then where condition should be used. So only those tables are updated which fulfill the where condition. So that is update statement, and always remember that it is a DML statement. As you know that SQL can be divided into three basic categories: DDL, DML, and DCL. DDL means data definition language, DML means data manipulation language, and DCL means data control language. So all the types of manipulation are done in DML. So here you can easily see that we actually update the existing data. So update command is a update statement is a part of DML. You can see here there is a diagram, there is a table, and in this table 5 columns are there: ID, name, age, address, and salary. These are the different records. And if we give just update customer, so here the name of the table is customer. If you want to update customer and want to change the address of a customer whose ID is 6, means ID of the customer 6, and here the address is, you can easily see that MP, and here we want to change the MP to Pune. Then for that purpose we just write update, then customers, then keyword set, address is equal to Pune. So after set we can write name of the column, and then after give value. So the new value is Pune, and if we just write this statement, then all values, all address should be Pune. These all are converted to Pune, but here our focus is to convert only the data regarding to ID 6. For that purpose we use where ID is equal to 6, where condition. So after the execution of the program, that is our output: update customer set address Pune. That is okay. That is our output. You can easily see here. Now Pune is the output. Before this, MP is the value, and after the execution, Pune is the value regarding to this. So only value is changed. Always remember that if we don't give or mention ID is where ID is equal to 6, then all values are updated. Next, if you want to change two values, then it is also possible. In this question example 2, you can easily see that here we just write update customers set address is equal to Pune and salary is equal to 1000. So all address are converted to Pune and all salary related to 1000. All salaries are converted to 1000, replaced with 1000. And here you can easily see that there is no where condition at all. So we don't mention any where condition, so all records are updated. All address are here is Pune and all salaries are now replaced with, okay, this is, this may be 10,000. So all salaries are counted to 10,000. Next is a DESC command. DSC command is basically known as the describe command. So describe or DSC command, you can use both of them, describe or DSC, for the table structure. If you want to describe a particular table structure, for example, if you create a table and you just forget it, what are the different columns in and what is the primary key in that particular table, then you can use describe command for that purpose. So it basically describe the whole thing about a table. So for that purpose you have to only one thing, just write DESC and just after that table name, so it will describe the whole table. And you can also write describe keyword for that, so describe and then name of the table. Here there is a table name customer, so we just write describe then customer, so it basically describe all things related to the table customer. You can easily see that these are the, this is the name of the table customer, these are the different column names of a customer table, data type related to that, and then length, and then precision, scale, parameters, okay, default values if there is also there, primary key, it also shows the primary key, that ID is a primary key. So it describes all things related to a particular table. What are the primary key, what are the number of different how number of and what are the different columns are there, what are the different size of size of that column or data type of that column. So these all things can be described by the command describe. Next is drop or delete table. So there are two commands basically used to drop a particular data or a table into a computer system, or you can also drop a database also, or delete a database also. So delete a database or delete a particular table in our computer, in our computer system, using in our computer system when we use MySQL. So in MySQL there are two commands for use for that purpose, for the deletion. These are the drop and delete table commands, but there is a basic difference between the drop and delete table command. First of all, drop is a DDL statement, or DDL commands falls in the category of DDL, means data definition language, and delete is a data manipulation language. It means if you want to delete the whole data or the whole table, then you must use drop command. And if you want to delete a particular data in a table, then you can use delete table command. So delete, after the deletion of the table, so that is the basic difference between the drop and delete table command. So let us discuss the points related to this. The main difference is drop is a DDL statement and delete is a DML. The SQL drop statement is used to remove a table definition in all data, indexes, triggers, constraints, and permissions specifications for that table. And if you have to you have to be careful while using this command, because once a table is defined, deleted, then all the information available in the table would also be deleted forever. So when you use drop table command, then it simply delete the table structure as well as the data related to that table. The table is no more after that. You are not able to use that table or structure even after using the drop table command. So drop table command drop table command basically deletes the structure of a table as well as the data related to that table. And when we talk about first of all, if you use just a drop table name, and that table will be deleted. And if you want to use describe command after that, then you can easily see that error will be raised because this table is no more. But in delete table command basically delete the data, or used to delete the data in a particular table. So for that purpose you just type delete from table, and if there is a condition you can use the condition with where clause. Where clause is used with delete but not with drop command. So here I just use delete from customers where ID is equal to 6. So only the data related to ID 6 will be deleted. Now after, you can easily see that ID 6 data is no more here, and if you don't give where condition, then all data will be deleted. Remember that all data will be deleted, but still structure of the data is there. So that is the basic difference between delete and drop table command. So if you want to delete all the records from customer table, you do not need to use where clause and delete query. And delete query will be as follows: delete from customer. And there is another command called the truncate command. This is also similar to a delete, but in this command, first of all the syntax is truncate table name, so it will also delete the entire data into a particular table. Now SQL functions, these are there are some functions that are used in SQL commands. So first one is first of all, let us discuss about aggregate functions related to MySQL. These are minx and maxx. So minx and maxx are basically used to find out minimum value and maximum value. So minx function returns the smallest value of the selected columns, while maxx function returns the largest value of the selected columns. As you can easily see that minx syntax: select min columns name from table name where condition. So min basically function is used to find out the minimum value in a particular column, and syntax is very simple, and all these functions are used with select statement, and if there is condition, you can specify the condition also. For example, there is a table named stu underscore rec. This is a table, and if you want to find out the minimum marks, these are the marks, minimum marks. We can easily see that minimum marks are here is 72, but using the SQL query, you can easily see that first of all we write select min marks and from stu underscore rec where marks is less than 80. So that is the condition. So if we just if we don't write this condition, then minimum marks will, our answer is 72. But if the condition is written here as where marks is less than 80, then again answer will be 72, because now we have to compare only data between 72 and 79, because these are the data lies below 80, below 80. So among these we have to find out the minimum value. So answer again same 72. So very simple to use. First of all aggregate functions should be used with select statement, and then after the write the name of the function, and within parenthesis sign write name of the column. In this case, name of the column is marks, so it will calculate the minimum marks in column marks. Next is maximum. Maximum is just basically just opposite to that of the minimum, so it will calculate the maximum marks. Rest all things are same. So maximum marks here is 79, so it will find out the maximum marks between 72 and 79, and as we know that 79 is the highest value among these. So 79 will be our answer. If it's just if we don't write where marks is less than 80, then it will calculate the maximum marks along column marks. So in that case, our answer will be 90. Next is SQL count, average and sum functions. These are also the aggregate functions, and the count function returns the number of rows that matches a specific criteria, or basically count the number of rows. Average function, AVG function, basically find out the average. Sum function returns the total sum of the numeric columns, and the use is same as that of the as that of the maximum and minimum. So select statement is there. Then if you want to find out the total number of records, then use count, and within parenthesis sign just write a parameter value, column name, and then again from table name and where condition is same as that in previous case. So if you want to find out the total number of marks, then for that purpose you can write select count marks from stu underscore rec where marks is less than 80, and then now count of marks is 2 here. Similar case, AVG means average. So for that purpose you can write AVG in place of count to find out the average marks here. And now average marks, you can easily see that where condition is also applied, marks is less than 80, so 75.5 is there. So this is the average of 72 and 79, and average is 75.5 here. Next is sum. So if you want to find out the sum or total, then you can use sum function. So we write sum in place of AVG when compared to the last statement, and the total number of sum, so sum of two values only here, 72 and 79, and answer is 151. Because condition is also there where marks is less than 80. If we don't write this condition, then sum of all marks will be there. So these are the different aggregate functions, and these functions are used with group by clause. So if we want to make the data or form a group into SQL, then we use a group by statement, and these aggregate function are used with group by. So the syntax is very simple. First of all, write select, and then you can write different columns names. Then after from, then table name, where condition, this is a simple statement. And if you want to form a group, then after that where condition, you can write group by and give the column name. On behalf of that you want to make a group. And next is order by. So if you want to make a order in, it means you can want to display the data in ascending or descending order, then order by clause should be used. And always remember that all group by statement are used with aggregate functions. So the group by clause is used to collaborate with the select statement to arrange identical data into groups. So if you want to make a form a identical form a group on the basis of identical data, then group by clause is used for that purpose. And with group by clause, where clause is used, and you can also use order by clause. And one of the most important thing is that group by clause aggregate function should be used. Without aggregate function, group by is incomplete. So let us understand this by using a simple program. So this is a table, you can easily see on the screen. Name of the table is customer, in which you can easily see that 7 records are there, and these are the name of the columns: name, age, address, and salary. These are the name of the columns. Okay, now if I just write select name, and here you can easily see that we use a aggregate function sum, and want to find out the total salary. Sum of salary means this is the salary here, and want to find out the sum, then you can use sum aggregate function from customer, and here we want to make a group on the basis of name. So you can easily see that Ramesh appears 2 times, Kaushal appear also 2 times, Hardik 1, Komal 1, and Mubin appears only 1 time. And if I want to find out that what is the total salary of Ramesh, or in simple words we can say that if you want to find out the salary on the basis of a particular group and based on the column name, then we can use here group by clause. So we make a group on the basis of name. So this is a simple example. Write select, then name, and here we want to find out the total salary on the basis of name. Then from, the name of the table is customers, and here we make a group or form a group on the basis of name. So group by name. Now you can easily see that 4 different names are there, that is Ramesh, Kaushal, Hardik, Komal and Movin. 5s are there. So these name appear only one time because these are the now groups. These are not an individual unit, these are the groups. And we here calculate the sum of salary. So the total salary of Hardik group is 8,500, Komal group is 4,500, Movin is 10,000 and Ramesh is 3,500. So that is the basic purpose of the using group by statement. So 3 things should be remembered. First of all, group by is used to make a group or form a group on the basis of a particular column. Second important thing, group by clause, group by statement or group by command must be used with aggregate function. Without aggregate function, group by command cannot be used. And third important thing is that they make a group or form a group on the basis of a particular column, and it may be possible there are a repetition of values. So if there are repetition of values, they appear only a single time. Now let us take another example. What happens if there is a condition based on the group? Okay, if there is a particular condition related to a group, for example, if I want to find out that form a group on the basis of name and find out the total salary, and total salary should be less than 8,000. Okay, should be less than 8,000. Then there is a condition related to that group. So if there is a condition and condition imposed on a group, then we used having clause for that purpose. So having clause is used for that purpose. So the having clause was added to the SQL because the where keyword could not be used with aggregate function. Now there is another question raised in our mind that for check a condition there is already a keyword where, so we use where, but where is not used with aggregate function. If there is an aggregate function, then we must use having clause. So having clause is used for that purpose. Now you can easily see that. First of all, select column name, then from table name. If there is a condition, general condition related to that query, then we can write it in where just after that from table name. And after that, if you want to make a group, then group by statement is there. Then condition related to the group just after that group by. And if you want to arrange the data in ascending and descending order, then order by statement should be there. So this is the sequence. First of all, select statement, then after from where. Now there is a, this is a simple simple select command, but if you want to make form a group, then group by condition should be after that. And if there is a condition related to that group, that is just immediately after that the group by statement. And if you want to manage the data in ascending and descending order, then order by, just use after that. So this is a sequence to use that data. Now you can see the example here, SQL example. So select count ID. Remember that count is a aggregate function. So count ID age from customer and group by age. So we form a group on the basis of age, but condition is that age must be less than 26. Age must be less than 26. So these count, basically this count these are the, there are only 2 columns. First one is related to count ID and second is related to age. And you can see that condition contain having age, condition says that age must be less than 26. So now you can easily see that all ages are less than 26, and group by on the form on the basis of age. So there is a formation of group on the basis of age, and this is the count column here related to that. So these are the different commands we just studied in this video. So let us take a quick revision of all these commands. First of all, update query command. So update query command basically update the data, used to update the data, and it is a DML statement. And with update, always remember that set keyword is used to set a value or update a value. And if we want to update a particular record, then where condition should be used just after that. And it is a DML statement. Next is describe command. If you want to describe the whole content of a table, then use describe command for that purpose. So just type describe after that table name. So it will describe the whole thing about table. What are the different columns names are there, data types, length, constants, default values, all things are shown just after the execution of that instruction. We use describe or DSC both. Next is drop or delete table command. Drop is a DDL statement, delete is a DML statement. So using drop table command, you are able to delete the complete data, means data with its structure. And using delete table command, you are able to delete the data of a particular table. So drop is a DDL statement and delete is a DML statement. Next is next are the functions, aggregate functions. So these are the different aggregate functions: min, max, count, add, avg. Min function is used to find out the minimum value, and use is very simple. Just write name of the function, and then within parenthesis sign you can write name of the column. So it will calculate the minimum value in that particular column. And if you just write max, then it will find the maximum value in that particular column. If you just write avg is also aggregate function, then it will return average value of that particular column. If you just write count, then it will count the total number of records in related to that particular column. And at last there is min, max, average, count, and sum. Sum is there. If you want to find out the sum of all values related to a particular column, then use sum, and within parenthesis sign you can write the name of the columns. And second important thing is that they all you can not use them individually, they are used with select statement. Next is group by. So group by is very important command. So group by is basically used to form a group, and so form a group. So first of all, select statement should be there. Second important thing, select statement should contain aggregate function. Without aggregate function, you can not form a group. So aggregate function should be there. And after that, if there is a particular condition related to that group, then you can specify that condition with having clause, not with where clause. Always remember that condition related to a group must be specified with having clause. So this is a command related to a group by statement, that if you want to form a group on the basis of the column name and want to find out the salary, total salary, or regarding to each name, then you must write select name, then sum salary, and then from customer. Customer is the name of the table here, salary is the column name, and then group by, and then name. And if there is a condition, suppose if I want to find out the salary less than 8,000, then we just write just after the group by name, having salary less than, having salary, sum of salary less than 8,000. So having clause is used to give the condition related to a group. Now you can easily see that having age is less than 26. So this is the condition. Now I hope you are able to understand all these concepts. Thanks for watching.